Chapter 1, Episode 1, Thinking Ahead and Planning Ahead by David Chigbo, CEO and founder of LJC Empire. Thinking ahead and planning ahead simply means to think over something that you intend doing before doing it. This is the only way you can become good and successful in whatever you are doing, because through your thoughts, you come out with a good result on how to carry out what you intend doing. Thinking ahead and planning ahead is very essential in our life or nature, because when you think ahead and plan ahead, when getting to that destination or point, it will be excellent execution. There is a saying that goes, when you plan to succeed, but when you don't plan, you have also planned to fail. The plan you make are the thinking ahead you apply before getting into that which you intend doing. What makes you a wise man is the plan you put in place before going into any task. It is only those who thought and planned for something that can get that which they planned and thought for. Even God planned before creating the world. Why God is that He knows today, tomorrow, and forever. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 8 says He knows how everything will look like in the future. We are created in the image of God, so we also have to plan and think before inventing. If you don't plan, you cannot be a good inventor. It is only through thinking and planning that you can be able to invent good quality new things. It was out of God's thinking and plans that He said, "Let's create man in our own image and likeness." Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. When you don't think, you don't create. Created things come out of thinking and planning. So if you must be creative, you must think and plan. People who don't think or plan live their life in such a way that whatever they see, they take. Whatever the day brings or tomorrow brings, they take. But wise people think and plan for today and tomorrow, and that is how they become successful in whatever they're doing. Thinking doesn't mean worrying. Rather, it means avoiding mistakes in the present and future. Mistakes mainly happen to those who don't think before they act. And after they have acted, they are full of regrets over what they have done. In this way, they give room to sorrow and disappointments with worries. Thinking and planning ahead makes you ready for action. It gives you many options over any action that will arise. I once knew a man called Mr. Vin. He was very rich and still a young man, not married yet because he was too young. Mr. Vin was so rich that he didn't know how to invest, but he sat down to think and plan ahead for his future. As he was planning, he came to the idea that he should invest his money in other people, so that if he marries, has kids, and also gets old, those he helped or invested in would also help him and his family, even when he is no more. It was a great idea that he made in those olden days, because there was nothing like a bank at that time. Mr. Vin took that bold step and started helping his family and his community. He helped people get jobs and marry those who were at the age of marriage. He helped people in many different ways with their difficulties. After this, when it was time for Mr. Vin to marry and build his own house, a civil war started, and everyone ran into exile. Mr. Vin lost all his wealth after the war. Now Mr. Vin had a lot of kids from 2 women. After the war, and before the kids could grow up, Mr. Vin was very old. None of those people he helped remembered him. Yet the children of Mr. Vin grew up and became successful in life. Why? Because it is not mainly humans that reward all good acts. But I'm sure that every good thing you do out of good thoughts and plans will always bear fruit now or in the future. You can only do good when you are planning ahead and thinking for the future psychologically. Thinking ahead and planning ahead can be good and can also be negative. But even if it is negative and your thinking and plans are good, like that of Mr. Vin, I tell you that the negative will soon turn into positive. Good thinking ahead and planning ahead are expected to turn out good or positive. When a fighter thinks on how he or she is going to fight on the battlefield, it makes the fighter ready and prepared for the fight ahead. Whatever good plan or thinking you make today is sure never to die. I don't think there is anyone who has died with good plans and thoughts, but what I have to tell you is that if you are making good plans ahead of anything, be sure you're going to come out with good results when executing the plans. There's no way you can die or get disgraced by the good plans you make over something. Chapter 1, Episode 2 loading.